Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I hope you are all ready for some fabulous League of Legends gameplay. But before we get into that, before we get into the Noxus Cup that is on our hands today, let's introduce the desk. My name is Wyatt Swag. Call me your host for today. And next to us are my beautiful, beautiful caster for today. We've got Noah and we've got Matthias. Matthias, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. We've had a series of tournaments over this season, but this is it. This is the penultimate showdown, and I'm just so excited to get into it.
I mean, I am too, Wyatt. I've been really looking forward to this. We got two amazing teams that led up to this moment. I mean, what could you tell us about them?
I mean, we'll have to take a look at the bracket once we get that up because it is going to be a very interesting tournament. I mean, we talked a little bit about it prior, but Matthias, I think you know a little bit more information about what exactly the first place winners are going to be taking home today. Would you be able to share that with the people at home?
Of course, it would have been an amazing tournament without a first place prize worthy of it. And the first place prize is going to be an all expenses paid trip to Thailand. We have a little graphic of Thailand up there. I do believe that's it. I've never been there myself, but it's looking to be an absolutely amazing prize.
Some great stakes on the line for both of these teams. And, Noah, I hear that a couple casters might be joining the winning team on their presumptuous trip to Thailand. What have you got to say about that?
I mean, Wyatt, I didn't want to spoil the surprise here, but I heard that too, and I'm really hoping that's true because I would love a trip to Thailand. I think it's a beautiful place. You have the temples, the views, the streets. I just love it.
Yep,
Forget
it's going to
the food.
be very
The food,
interesting
too.
to see who will win and who will be going on that trip. But before then, we have to actually figure out who is going to be playing in our grand finals match today. So let's take a look at the bracket and let's see who made it on past our semifinals into our grand finals match today for the Noxus Cup.
Looks like we are going to have Demacia and Noxus into the finals. I mean, we got Noxus taking the lead against Zon in yesterday's game, 2-1, and Demacia absolutely steamrolling Piltover with a 2-0 game yesterday. Both teams really deserve to be here in these spots. I mean, Demacia, especially the underdogs, they've been dreaming of this moment, especially after Noxus took the cup last year. I mean, Matthias, what do you have to say about Demacia?
Yeah, I mean, that was a hard loss last time. They lost the cup, and Noxus is the dominant team coming to this, but they had a shakier season. They should not have lost that one game to Zon in the previous bracket. Meanwhile, Demacia beat the odds against Piltover and just had an absolute banger of a showcase.
Indeed, Demacia are looking like the dominant team here. The underdogs coming into this now looking to take down, as you mentioned, last year's champions, Noxus, who we've now named the cup over. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And I think we're going to be getting into some team lineups as well to be able to actually break down who's on both of these teams, the veterans versus the underdogs, and pick a little bit into exactly who we'll be able to see on this game. Let's take a look right now at Team Demacia. Matthias, break it down for me.
Of course, we got Shuffle, we got Lakairu, we got Phaser, we have Fair, and we also have Cootie. Fair being the only foreign buy for this team. He's been brought in, he's acclimated to the culture, and I think that has been their wild card in this season. Fair has just brought them so much value.
I mean, I've got a lot of hope for Shuffle as well. We've seen him play before. I mean, his skill is like no other. The way that he just dominates his lane and is able to take control of matches, it really shows his true leadership skills.
Definitely expecting a lot from Shuffle on that action. And now that we're taking a look at Team Demacia, let's move it over to Team Noxus. Let's take a look at our veteran team, our returning champions, to see who will be on this roster in this grand finals match.
All right. I mean, to start us off with Noxus, we are going to have Press, Malov, Sky Wizard, Akash, and C. Wads. Malov, one of the greatest bot players that I know, honestly.
And he's from the bottom of the world as well, Australia.
It just matches up. It's meant to be. The stars have aligned for him. Noxus, will they be able to take home the cup today?
I think they might. They might. They've been having a rough season. I mean, Pedro, he's been the leader of the team, but there's been some wavering there with all the losses. They're a very momentum-based team, and they've been on top for so long. It's hard for them to play after losing even just one game, even though they won the series. That one loss to Zon, I think, is sticking with them.
I agree with you. I think that's going to play into a little bit of their mental right now. But let's take a look at the head-to-head. Let's see who are going to be our big names to talk about today. And I believe we've got a little bit of an interesting matchup here. It looks like we've got Cootie and Seawads here for the head-to-head. I mean, Noah, what can you see so far from this head-to-head lineup?
I mean, I could definitely see Cootie loves that aggressive play style. 25 kills, and so much of that factors into his goal difference at 722. Whereas Seawads, he likes to play it slow. You know, he takes his time, likes to focus on those objectives, those team fights. You could see with the 11 assists there, and the gold. You know, through objectives, bounties, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, right here we have a difference between a team player and a star player. I mean, Cootie can definitely tell is that workhorse for the side of Demacia, just absolutely having a major lead in that mid game with 23 CS and way more gold. I mean, just looking at the kills, it's a completely different game there.
Indeed, I mean, looking at the stats, we can see it looks like Team Demacia are much more of the aggressive team coming into this, whereas Noxus, as you said, are taking it a little bit slower. But now let's get into a little bit of the nitty gritty. We've looked at the teams, we looked at the bracket, we looked at our head to head. Gentlemen, I want to know who your picks are, and I'm going to be starting with you, Noah. Who have you got taking it today for the grand finals?
You know what? I love a great story. I'm gonna have to go with the underdogs. I'm rooting for Demacia here.
Ooh, it's an interesting pick. Looking and talking about a little bit of their play style as we did, and then also how they looked in their semifinals match. I have to agree with you, Noah. I think Team Demacia are going to be the ones to take it here in a swift fashion. And Matthias, are you going to go with or against the table today?
I am going to go with Demacia. I mean, there's no denying it. They are the star players. I mean, Lakairu, the leader of the team, they just brought him in last season, and he's completely turned them around. He's an old guy. He's been playing since before draft even existed in League of Legends, as I had a conversation with him earlier. I mean, if there's anyone that can bring them to victory, it's Lakairu.
Indeed, Lakairu at the helm, ready to lead the rest of his team, and with some great players as well that we've seen shine in some past tournaments as well. Shuffle being one of the main ones that I'm going to be looking out for. But gentlemen, I think that we've got a little bit more time to talk about these teams exactly. I mean, we talked a little bit about their aggressive playstyle. Noah, what do you think about that heading into this match? How do you think Noxus are going to deal with it?
I mean, I feel like Noxus, all they could really do is just stay back, play defensive. I mean, that's the only counter to aggressive play styles, especially with how strong turrets are now. You could just play under towers, hope that, if you find a team overextending, Noxus could look for some ganks, see if they could pick anything up, and just take it from there, really.
All right, I'm going to throw the same question over to you, Matthias. What are
Ready
you
for it.
thinking?
I am thinking Noxus's gameplay style is going to be unconventional. They're going to throw some crazy picks. It's all going to be in the draft. You're going to see things you never thought you would ever see, and that is how they're going to defeat Demacia. They're going to beat them not at their own game, but by a new game entirely.
Well, let's hope to look out for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I hear we have a draft underway. It is ready for you. The game is set. The stage is ready. The lights are all ready to go. And gentlemen, I'll leave it off to you as we head into our draft.
Thank you very much, Swag. As we get into our first bans, we're going to see some crazy things. I'm very sure. I mean, Noxus, when they're down and out, when they're not feeling confident, they go for some crazy picks.
Yeah, we've seen it before, even last year. I mean, they were able to take the victory, but when they were under that pressure, they weren't sure of what to do. It really got to them fast, and that's something that Demacia might have. They might have that strength, that discipline, that mental to be able to push themselves through even after a big differential.
Exactly. Under pressure, there's only two things that can happen. You can either be crushed by it and turned into coal, or you can withstand all the heat and the pressure, and you will be forged into a diamond. And diamonds, as we all know, are unbreakable. But now, you got to be hoping that there's going to be lots of diamonds in Thailand. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful drill, a lot of beautiful stuff, and I know a lot of these players are super passionate about Thailand.
Oh, yeah, me as well. I mean, I would love that prize myself just to be able to visit, make those views, and be able to just experience that. I know some before they'd rather stay at home, play League, and do all that. So that's why we're also factoring in that if they want to stay home, we can just give them the prize money.
That's true.
But that's besides the point. It's a nice place.
It's great. It's great. It's a great prize, and two great teams. I mean, just to get a little bit more into it, Noxus, they have been the reigning champs for, I think, 3 years in a row. So now, if they don't win this one, at the Noxus Cup, we changed the name just to fit them. They have the home field advantage here. If they don't win this, it's really not going to look good. I don't know what's going to happen to the team after that.
I'd be distraught, honestly. I'd be really distraught.
I mean, it's an institution at this point. They've been around for so long, so dominant. I mean, to lose to Demacia of all places as well, a long-standing rival and one that really hasn't been all too tough against them until now, until this exact tournament.
well, Matthias, we're going to see how that plays out now. Let's get a look into the draft here.
Let's see it.
We've already got an Akshan ban coming from Noxus. Demacia responds with the Garen ban. Very interesting picks. I mean, I believe that Akshan ban on Noxus is going to affect Shuffleverse mainly. We've seen his playstyle. He likes to play Akshan a lot, especially in the mid lane, and eventually roam out, which kind of goes against, Noxus's more defensive playstyle. It's that aggression, right? It's that pressure that Noxus doesn't really know how to go against sometimes, depending on their state.
Exactly, and we're seeing a lot of top laners be banned out as well. I mean, they're just the heavy hitters on the team. No one wants to go up against such tanky and powerful threats. As we look into our final ban, it's going to be banning out the bot lane, the Ashe getting banned out. You really don't want Wonderful or Jungle Demon to get those picks.
Now let's talk about some champs that we might see here. I mean, we already see the Warwick lock-in from Pookie Butt, which could be played either in top lane or jungle. But more, let's focus on the Demacia side. I mean, now that Shuffleverse has his Akshan banned, what is he really going to go? Phaser locking in Mordekaiser in the
yeah.
top lane.
I think Phaser on the Mord might just win them the game right then and there. Phaser is a one-trick. He only plays Mordekaiser, and he has mastered that Mordekaiser to its fullest extent.
It's definitely going to be beneficial for Demacia here to have somebody be able to hop on somebody that is so skilled in a specific role on a specific champion, to have that knowledge compared to somebody who might be first timing due to these target bans. It's going to be a very, very interesting matchup.
And wow, we're getting the Rengar lock-in there. That is going to be an absolute beast. I believe that's Lakairu going in on that jungle role. He's mastered all aspects of the game. I wouldn't want anybody else on that Rengar.
That Rengar for sure is definitely an amazing pick, and we're going to see the first major CC pick from Noxus. Press locking in the Malzahar there in the mid lane. That's going to be very good, especially for dives and ganks from that Rengar. Assassins could be good this season. I mean, we've seen in recent patches one of the items changes to Serilda's Grudge. More armor pen. I mean, that's going to be very, very good.
Yeah, we also have the Jinx locked in as their ADC. That's going to be the engine. They want to get up and revving and going. You want to get that domino train started. But looking at another carry champ, that's going to be the Yasuo. Don't know if that's going to be bot or mid. I believe that's most likely going to be in the mid lane. Shuffleverse not having that Akshan, not having that range, choosing to go with the melee playstyle. I'm excited to see how he adapts here.
I do too. I mean, Yasuo could either go both ways, right? It's either going to be super beneficial or you're going to get that 0-10 power spike.
That's true.
It's whatever happens first, and we're just going to have to wait and see that out. We're now into the second round of bans here. Noxus and Demacia both making their first with a Mundo from Noxus. Morgana and Blitzcrank from Demacia. I mean, they know that the only roles left for Noxus is bot and support, so it's good on them to be able to filter those out and figure out, okay, who's going to counter us most? What will be most beneficial to our team if we could lock out certain champions?
Exactly. It's going to be Kog'Maw banned out and the Blitz banned out. Of course, Demacia more so banning for that support role, as we do have the Jinx already locked in. And wow, they are going to be locking in the Misfortune, which I think is going to be a disaster on the side of Noxus. They are so used to playing that Misfortune in the bot lane. I mean, that's, I think, the only thing one of their players has played for at least a few seasons now. But wow, they counter lock in another very strong pick, and that's going to be the Swain.
And we're going to see a Gragas too in support. This could be very good. I mean, Noxus's team comp altogether, it's a very interesting comp. I mean, they have an assassin. They have a lot of AP champs. There's not really much AD besides the Jinx and the Warwick, maybe.
That's true, yeah. It's going to be all AP you got to worry about. And on the side of Demacia, our final champ has been locked in. That's going to be a Pyke. And that is a very strong team comp right there. Really focusing all in on the AD, but you have that Mordekaiser to keep you in check. You cannot ignore that at all, lest he's going to just run away with it.
100%. Noxus as well also has a lot of CC. they could use that to their advantage as much as they can. Whereas Demacia, they don't really have many options. They do have the Pike, who could just get occasional hooks, which works really well with that Rengar when diving. But I don't see any opportunities to counter against these.
Yeah, I don't see any opportunities either. I mean, I think this is probably the best draft we've had in our series of tournaments. These are two very solid comps with clear ideas. I mean, you have that Malthazar on the side of Noxus to lock them down. You have a good mix of surprise and engagement. And very similar ideas on the side of Demacia. I mean, you have that main tank Mordecai as just be that constant threat and constant power up top. Meanwhile, everyone else is very built for speed, little dive engagements, I believe. So it's a good mix. Two conflicting ideologies there.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, Phaser's presence alone gives me shivers just knowing what he's done and what we've seen in past tournaments, right? I'm very interested in Shuffleverse's pick. I want to see how that Yasuo plays out because that has been a first time in a while. I mean, as you've said, we've been running this for about 4 years now, and every single year he has never failed to pick Akshan. This is the first year that Shuffleverse has locked in a different champion.
Yeah, that is when you. This is when you open up the toolbox and you reach for that old ancient saw, and I believe that is going to be the Yasuo, something we've never seen. You always have to have a surprise in grand finals. You cannot keep things predictable.
That's right, the old reliable never fails.
Never fails.
Never fails.
Listen, if it doesn't break, it'll do amazing. That's Yasuo. He's the rusty saw.
He really is. He really is. You can't go wrong with it.
Can't go wrong. The classic, the classic. But overall, I'm just worried on the team game plans going to this. Because, sure, we have the draft, but it's really the mental when it comes down to it. I think Noxus is coming in off of, well, they won, not a great win. It was very hard fought when it should have been, on paper, a much better win.
It should 100%. I'm still concerned about especially the mental part. I mean, Noxus with a really, really strong CC pick. Demacia, they're strong. They got the mindset. I would personally lose my mind getting stunned every 2 seconds. Definitely would spec into Merc Treads here if I was Demacia.
Yeah, for sure. You want to try and get out of that Mal ult as fast as possible. Maybe a quick silver sash or something like that.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I think the game plan to play around that Malzahar is just to send the Mord at him in a team fight, Get him into a realm, sure you might get locked down, but now that's just two players out of the game. Neither of them are really going to die, most likely. If anything, the Mord might come out on top.
I agree. I mean, it's going to definitely be good. Isolation is going to be both of these teams' strengths here. As long as they could be able to pick out one by one, find their targets, especially the Rengar. If Uwu made Catboy could find a gank and get those kills earlier on, whatever. The point is, whatever could get the team rolling, whatever could get that snowball to go and build up that momentum, that's going to be essential in this match.
Exactly. And just for clarification, Uwu made Catboy is Lakairu's account, I believe.
Yes.
So just for clarification.
Yes.
For
My
all
apologies.
all good, all good. It's hard to keep track sometimes when it's just so chaotic out there.
It really
especially
is.
there's been so many team swaps since last tournament. So these teams, they're new, they're formulating, they're acclimating to each other. I mean, Noxus, they pulled up a new bot laner. It's really just not been working for them. But hopefully, if they can push through this, maybe this is the game where everything falls into place.
It really could be. I mean, lots of very, very strong performances today. We'll see it for sure. Not really the champs I was expecting to see, though. I mean, based on recent notes here, we've had a lot of, like Jinx. Jinx got nerfed recently, and we see a Jinx prick, which is shocking to me. I mean, I would thought we were going to see a lot more assassins. We do see the Pike and the Rengar, so that lines up. But Noxus not really tapped into that. They're still more. Maybe they're going to hold back on their aggressiveness. Maybe play defensive.
Well, I think they're just trying to stick with what worked for them in the past. But League is not the game where you do that. You have to stay up to date. You have to push along with the meta, lest you get gummed up in all the old wheels, and you'll gain a lot of rust that way.
100%. It's always a changing game. There's always something new every time. Even during April Fools, we had that one patch. That's for fun, though. But you still need to adapt. That is the point. This game is all about adaptation and making changes, split-second decisions. That's just League.
Yeah, for sure. But with all that being said, folks, you're just going to have to wait just a little bit longer before we get into game. But we'll be right back after a quick break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Noxus Cup. We are here with the penultimate showdown. Once again, I am Matthias, also known as Matthias, and I'm joined by Noah Schwam. Schwam, what are you looking to see here?
I mean, as we said earlier, I'm looking to see some action. I'm looking to see some strategy. I'm looking to see everything today.
And I
Welcome
think
to
we will
Summoner's
see
Rift.
everything. Nothing left back in the toolbox. We're going to see it all thrown down on the Rift. And now we can finally see if our predictions
30 seconds until minions
Of
spawn.
course, we got Pookie Butt. That's going to be up there in the top lane on the Warwick. Sky Wizard, is that going to be a Jinx mid lane? I wonder. I don't think so. I think we're going to see a Malhazar take the mid lane. Who's going to be taking jungle?
That is a good
Is it
question.
Gragas or is it the Warwick?
it-
Both of them have smite.
I would love to see a Gragas jungle.
What if this is a meta-defining
Double
combo?
smite.
What if it's double smite and it's also
Minions have
top
spawned.
2 bot?
Or two top, two bottom. Maybe. You know what? I mean, we're already seeing engages here.
Shuffle going all in, getting the execute and getting the kill, and not getting out. But this early into the game, that's not gonna matter.
I mean, there's that action we were just talking about. There, like Shuffle already aggressive, as he does on Akshan as well. He just loves to play up there. He likes to get in your face, get in your head. I think that's his whole strategy, just mind games, honestly. We're also seeing a Dark Seal start from the Swain here, so maybe we're gonna get some retaliation in the top lane against the Mordekaiser. But it looks like, yeah, 2 in the top lane. We're gonna have Mordekaiser 2v1.
Now let's see a replay of this amazing fight. We've got Shuffle under tower. I mean, the team almost getting Sky Wizard through all the chaos. And of course, they did just get the XU. No one died. But Jason had to work it out for him. This is unconventional comp, which is what I was talking about earlier. This is going to blow the game wide open.
That is it. About to be a 3v1. Gragas kind of just hovering in the top lane as well. Phaser's really got a match on his hands here. I believe Mordekaiser could take it though. He is a strong champ early on. Definitely a scaling champ for sure. He's just a very well-rounded pick for this team, especially for Phaser, someone that has been stacking that up. He's really, really skillful in that lane.
For sure. He is going to define the meta here. Sway tall up in that top lane and take on 2 champs. They should be good, but it could all fall apart. One wrong. You definitely don't want to get that Swain fed. While he is a support-based champ, he can do so much damage once he builds a few items. I mean, Black Torch, a relatively newer item. This is absolutely
Definitely be a very, very strong choice here for him. I mean, you know, just already look at the difference. We got a 2k gold differential at about 3 minutes already.
That is more than like a K gold per minute. A replay of this crazy bot in press. Pedro holding it down in the bot lane. Single-handedly gets hooked out. Misfortune. Gets a shot. Just like that. That MF pick already looking to be so valuable.
Fair definitely knew when to throw the hook at the right time. I mean, that's all about Pike. You just got to get that timing down. Shuffle as well, just looking to get an easy pick on the Warwick. Pookie Butt come down in the top lane. Putting Shuffle on a rampage. Already worth 300 shutdown gold.
Yeah, that is absolutely brutal already. 6-0. Not even 6 minutes into the game. We're up 2 kills every minute. Just about and fair. Racking up that kill line even further. That Pike starting to get fed. Sharing the gold all the meanwhile. Absolutely amazing.
Objective gold bounties. Aside from that, there's going to be those Pike bounties as well. Pike is going to be able to share things. Get that gold up for the team.
Speaking of sharing, I mean, they're just sharing all the kills, all the money. Of course, you can't let Kyru get too far behind. Meanwhile, the Gragas also falling down. I have a feeling that Noxus is in shambles right now. Demacia just showing absolute superiority here.
I mean, it's just like we talked about, Matthias. It's about that mental, getting into their heads. And I think Demacia might have already done it at 4 minutes into the game. Objectives haven't even spawned yet. We're just about to get Drake and Grubs up soon.
They're in a very precarious situation. You don't want to push up too far, even when you have a lead. That's when the bounties start to go up and the gold starts to cash out with Pedro finding a good pick.
That was definitely needed on Noxus' side. I mean, they have been going through it so far this match. Gold is going to be to their advantage. They might have to just play it out. They could do one of two things. Fight back, try and get shut down gold through ganks and catching things, pick up objectives, or wait for objective bounties. I don't think turret plates are in the question here, because of how strong and aggressive Demacia already is. I mean, as we can see, Shuffle already taking another kill on to Sky Wizard.
I mean, it's hard to keep up with how many kills are going on here, folks. This is unprecedented for Demacia and Noxus. Never has it ever been such a big difference, but even up there in the top lane, we have Phaser on FaZe taking on the 2v1, about to get another kill. He gets the pull, misses the Q, and now it's just Lakayu taunting him, playing for the stagger, waiting for his teammate to come back. I mean, he's just playing mind games at this point.
They are just playing with their food here. Demacia clearly is showing some strengths that we've never seen before. For the first time in Noxus Cup history on our 4th year, I mean, this is a performance like no other. This is amazing.
This is absolutely amazing indeed, Schwam, and I can't believe that it's Pedro who's going to have to be the hard carry for the team. He needs to win this 1v1 in the bot lane. This Pyke gonna be going uncontested, but no, the misfortune is back, and just like that, Pedro, no mana, no help. It's going to be there. Still, is he still at level 1?
Aura farming. He's just standing there taking his ground. Did you see all the space he took? Unfortunately, taken out again by Fair. And Fair's coming up on level 6 here. He may have been traded by Press, but that won't change him at all. Press is level 6, something to watch out for. I mean, teams on both sides should be hitting that level around now, except Pookie Bear.
Except Pookie Bear putting the team probably in absolute shambles. I don't know what's going on now. Shuffleverse, the complete opposite, ascending to Godhood there, down in the bot lane. He's just roaming at this point mid lane. Gonna just keep having Lakayu to hold it down. I mean, these aren't players, folks. These are just more camps to clear to put them ahead.
I mean, I feel like I'm in a practice lobby right now, Matthias. Let's take a look at these replays. I mean, you could tell us all about that.
Is Pookie Bear being piloted by a human? I mean, this, I don't mean to be rude here, folks. This looks more like a bot, but I think a bot would even play better. A bot would not be level 1 at this point. Just like that. You do get the trade through all that chaos, but you're still going to be hitting level 2 at 8 minutes.
Very, very interesting strategy here from Pookie Bear, but he knows best. The ultimate's already coming out between Shuffleverse and Press, but it looks like Shuffle's taunting his enemies again and getting that easy pick, leaving him legendary. 8-1 at 8 minutes into the match. We got 18 kills, 19 kills under Demacia's belt as Phaser is going to pick off Pookie Butt, and another
double kill up in the top lane. I mean, I think the ball has been rolling. All you need to do here, if you're Noxus, is give this up. This game is only winnable if you go the long haul. If you bring this over to 30 minutes, maybe you can equalize the levels. But right now, the momentum is completely in Demacia's favor. He's trying to run away. He's going to get jumped on Tower Dome. There's nothing.
Nothing at all. I mean, we saw Fair trying to get the ult and get away from Tower, but he still gets slain. Press gets the kill. It's going to be helpful, but I don't know if it's enough.
It's not going to be enough, but let's see a replay of this amazing top lane by the 2v1 Phaser. Just absolutely wrecking house on the Mordekaiser. 1-2, buckling the shoe, going for the pull, gets the Q, destroying the first Hermit simultaneously. I mean, this is brutal.
As we said, Matthias, Mordekaiser, very well-rounded champ, early game, mid-game, late game. Regardless, obviously, with an advantage like this, he's gonna shine. He's gonna be able to take those fights. He knows he could win them, and he could just dominate his lane.
Absolute force of nature on the Phaser. So powerful, his feet are powerful. Shuffleverse, the star player, going down the bot lane for the game. Let's go back to Phaser, seeing an absolute powerhouse in the top lane, getting double kill once again. It's just farming for him. A double kill in the bot lane by Shuffle with Fair and Jungle Demon in tow. They're gonna clear this tower, and just like this, the walls are closing in only after 10 minutes. This has never been seen before in the Noxus Cup. This is history in the making.
This is definitely history, Matthias. I mean, as you said, never seen before. We are not even, we're just hitting the 10-minute mark into this match, and Demacia is already 2 towers deep into their bot side. Plates aren't even fallen yet. Nobody has gotten objectives. We just got our first from Demacia, taking the Drake, but nobody's really looking grubs here. They're kind of just doing their own thing. They're looking at kills.
Yeah, the kill differential is absolutely brutal. 25 kills. That is more kills than I see in some entire games. In some entire series, we don't even break that 25 kill line. But right now, we are 29-4. I can't see a way for this to turn around. Phaser, of course, buying the Leandries, going for that burn build on the Mord to just be even more insulting to the team.
The only way that I could see Noxus really pulling back from this is, again, just playing it slow. Demacia is too strong right now. They have an infinite item advantage. They have feats of strength already. They have everything that they need to fully run down and just dominate a lane.
They are completely dominating not just the lane, but the entire rift. A huge E by Phaser with a Q, gonna take that down in no time at all. And of course we got Lakairu, the Catboy himself, taking them all down, cutting them to ribbons.
Noxus really needs some help here. I mean, they really need to just coordinate. They need to look at what possible ganks they could have, who they could find that's just isolated. Somebody that's away where they could take that shutdown gold again like Press did, but they're just not doing it.
At this point, I think you might want to just give up a lane, stack 5, and get a kill to get yourselves back in the game, or at least alleviate some of the pressure that is built up. I mean, looking across the board, we have Mord, Phaser up there in the top lane. No deaths. He has not died a single time. Same with Lakairu. They're just immortal demons roaming around this rift. Of course, Pookiebear so far behind the rest of the team. He's level 1, 7 minutes in. Still staying with that mistake.
100%. I mean, being under level, besides just being under items, under gold, under kills, under objectives, under everything, essentially, it's just going to make it 10x worse for you. It's something you don't want to be.
These kills, when they're so eventful in the early game, after you've seen 40 of them, it just starts to lose its luster. But what hasn't lost its luster is their domination of the entire map. They're knocking down these towers one by one. A tower dive coming through from Phaser, gonna take down Sky Wizard, and there's no more Sky Magic to be able to be woven to save this match.
Demacia really knows how to lock down the areas here. They're really good on their control game. They're well coordinated. They have found every gank possible. And again, just more deaths on Noxus's name.
The towers aren't even down, and they're already pushing their fountain inhibitors still up. This is absolutely uncalled for. I mean, what did Noxus do to you other than ruin your dreams last year, and they're paying this back tenfold? This is the beating of a lifetime on display, folks.
Demacia just really must love Thailand. I mean, to have this amount of strength and be able to get already to the inhibitor and destroy it at about 14 minutes is amazing.
Let's get one more replay in here before everything's all wrapped up. I mean, the tower's falling, pushing before inhibitors is absolutely.
I mean, look at the conservation on Fair here. The way that he utilizes his ult and waits for the right moment to strike, to throw his Q out and get that extra CC and stun on the Dragus there.
But that's going to be Pedro Press taking one down in the bot lane, keeping the dream alive. It's not going to end just yet, but they are knocking on that door.
This could be a point, though, for Noxus. If they are able to get enough more of those shutdowns, I mean, they're going to try with Phaser here, but he's just way too strong.
He's just building all damage here, all AP, and no one can stop him. Why would you build tank at all when they're just scratches on your armor?
They really are. I mean, it is, Fair trying to get a pick, but unfortunate, unable to get that kill. There's another shutdown. 200 gold goes to Sky Wizard. More items in his pocket, though.
I don't know how many more items can fit in those pockets, but get pretty full. And oh my god, I just realized Pookiebear hasn't bought even starting items. I think someone might be getting removed from the team next year. This is an absolute disaster, but it's a disaster across the board. Even if you put your controller down, that would you be doing better than going in and getting killed.
This match is definitely making history, Matthias. I mean, for the first time ever in Noxus Cup history, we're seeing 0 items, not even level 5 before the 15-minute mark. Interesting, like the picks, the lineups were amazing, but just the execution between both teams were very clearly different.
As the last tower falls, the hex gates activate, but it doesn't matter at this point. They're just letting the minions do the demolition work themselves. They're knocking on the door of victory, and they're just gonna stay around and live in the glory. Halfway through the Nexus Health, Pookie Bear going in like a confused child, not knowing where to go. It's gonna be over very, very quickly. Fair trying to get those executes to share the gold. And folks, that is going to be it. It is done. It is dusted. It is going to be Demacia, your champions of the Noxus Cup.
Look at them celebrating there.
And why wouldn't you celebrate? You have had such a victory, a 50, a kill lead. This is what you've been working for years. Last year, you got it taken away from you by Noxus, and now you have won, not just handedly, but historically. No one has ever seen a league game go that well in history until now, until today, when Demacia took it all home.
Well, guys, back on the desk, and I can't say anything other than that game was a complete one-sided game on the side of Demacia. It was utter domination. And is there anything else you guys have to say about that? Like, what did you guys see? Where did it go wrong? How did the Noxus get so stomped?
I'll let you take that one.
I mean, Demacia, you know, we knew they were the underdogs. They really brought a performance. They brought the boom. There's no other way to say it. I mean, look at the statistics here. Phaser 15-0 on Mordekaiser, Shuffle 20-2, and Fair 10-5, being all around very well-rounded team, very strong. Noxus unfortunately wasn't able to pull their weight. Press tried, getting 9 kills, 12 deaths, but unfortunately it just did not work out.
No, and you gotta look at where the deaths are coming from. It's gonna be Sky Wizard with the most deaths, the top laner, or the mid laner. Jinx in the mid lane, an unconventional pick. I knew they were gonna go for unconventional, but I didn't know that they were just gonna go for unconventional gameplay style as well. I mean, there's a confusion about the jungler early on, and that just led to deaths across the board. The star player, though, from Noxus, going to be Pedro. He held it down. He tried his best. He got in the 9 kills. That's not even a bad scoreline, all things considered.
No, it's not a bad scoreline indeed. What is considerably significant is definitely Shuffle and Phaser on the side of Demacia. And I mean, I think we saw it a little bit in the draft phase. Looked like Shuffle's main pick of Akshan was banned out completely. So him picking up this new champion and just utterly dominating it. I think there was keen moments where he was just trying to get in there and just get as many kills as he could. I mean, do you think that was just the revenge arc of him trying to get back at the team for banning his main out?
I think so, and it's just revenge across the board. You can definitely tell there's so much motivation coming through for this team. They were so hungry for it after that loss. And the Yasuo pick, I mean, they banned out the Akshan. Akshan probably would have been better for them to go up against. They were not ready for the Yasuo.
No, but ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you are ready now. I hear that we've got our MVP interview along the way. Let's see who we're going to be taking it to first. Actually, we're going to get the graphic up first. Looks like it's going to be Phaser, the king himself, 15 kills and 0 deaths.
Wow.
Noah, what have you got to say about that?
I mean, well deserved. Look at that kill percentage, 31%. That is the highest kill percentage I think we've seen in an MVP in the entire 4 years of this event.
I agree. This is one for the history. He's going into the Hall of Fame after this Phaser. I mean, he was unfazed through that entire match. He just locked it down. He was the stalwart champion. The one AP champ they had as well. So they couldn't build armor. They had to try and deal with this absolute workhorse.
There were so many moments where watching in the back rooms or just watching on stage where it was double kill after double kill after double kill from the side of Phaser, and I think we're going to get a quote from him himself. We're going to get him on the desk. We're going to get him in this interview. Let's take it to Mr. Phaser King himself with the interview. Let's see, how is he doing today? We've got him. There he is, the lovely man himself. Phaser, what are you thinking after that game?
I mean, it was a great game. My teammates, they kind of showed out. I know I had a good game statistically, but I couldn't have done it without everyone else, playing their roles in their lanes and supporting me, when I needed it.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And one question I do want to ask you is, was it revenge? Was revenge your real motivation through all this? I mean, you had that major loss back in the day, but now, are you coming in just for the love of the game, or is there that dark sense of revenge in the back of your mind?
I mean, there's always revenge in mind. They clearly didn't do their homework. I know my Mordekaiser's super strong. They banned out my Cho'Gath. Had to show them who's boss in the top lane. They had to bring Swain. They had to bring Warwick up there. They couldn't handle it. So even two enemies weren't able to outmatch me on the top lane for sure.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing as well. And I know I'm kind of hogging the desk here, guys, but I just want to ask one more question myself. What do you think was the biggest problem on the enemy team? I mean, you guys absolutely blew them out of the water. I want to know, from your winner's standpoint, what they could do better.
Yeah, I think their communication. They clearly they didn't really assign perfect roles. Their comp also just felt like it wasn't up to par compared to ours. We had the right bands at the right time, and we kind of knew what they were gonna play. So yeah, overall, I think it's just maybe communication and maybe a bit more homework for sure.
Wow, amazing.
Indeed. Noah, have you got any questions for the king himself?
I mean, yeah, I got one for you. Phaser, how does it feel that you might go down in Noxus Cup history as one of the highest kill percentage holders and most valuable, I think, of all players that we've seen so far in this tournament?
I mean, I've worked hard for this, the Noxus Cup. I'm excited to, show, my true skills. My buddy Hostway, my mid laner Hostway, he's, hyping me up too. But I'm excited. I'm excited to be, one of the greats here at the Noxus Cup. I appreciate everyone putting on the show for us here, and I'm glad I can, show out for you guys.
Excellent. I mean, we appreciate you coming out to show your best and play your best. And I think we'll bid farewell to you. Thank you for joining us on this interview, and enjoy your illustrious vacation over to Thailand. I know you're very excited about that. But we will see you later, Mr. Phaser.
See you guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, gentlemen, that was very interesting. I mean, we got the interview with him. Matthias, what can you gravitate from that?
I mean, that's the LeBron of League of Legends right there. Phaser, my king. He's going to be one to look out for in history.
Indeed. And Noah, what about yourself? What do you take from that interview? What did Phaser inform you on with that game?
It really informed me that Demacia, just the chemistry's there. You could see that they are in it to win it. They are so passionate about winning this cup, and they finally did after 4 years of trying and trying and trying. It's overall a great day for them. I'd be celebrating.
In a great fashion indeed, the Stomp will definitely boost their confidence and definitely give them a good rest of the day. And it's going to be great to see them going off as well to that trip for Thailand and claiming a little bit of a prize pool as well. But before we get into our next segment, also to ask you gentlemen, I know you definitely asked Phaser a little bit, Matthias, what do you think Noxus could have done better in that game from the caster perspective?
I mean, League of Legends is much like a functioning body. You can't ignore an injury, right? If you get a little cut, you gotta stop the bleeding, gotta patch yourself up. They did not stop the bleeding. They kept running. They kept getting scratched up, and as you can tell, it led to their demise.
Indeed. And Noah, what about yourself? What do you think that Noxus could have done better to claim their 5th championship in a row?
I mean, as Matthias said, it's just, I think it's a waiting game. Personally, you got to just heal from those wounds, as he was talking about. Noxus was unable to do that. They should have just played back, stayed away from waves that were pushed in by Demacia. Just take advantage of that time that they have to get their gold up, get their levels up. I mean, we saw that Pookie Butt was unable to on Gregus, being stuck at level 4 before 15 minutes.
And no items, no beginner
No items, yeah, that
I
as
think
well.
That was
No
it
items
the
as
entire
well.
game, no items.
Yeah, that was definitely the big game changer there. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to actually break it down for you a little bit. We're going to get a little bit of a Telestrator segment for you. Look at a bit of the highlights right here. Let's take it onto the desk. And Noah, please take it away for us.
Yeah, we're going to look at a fight bot lane here. So let's pause it real quick. As we can see, Pookie Butt aura farming gets nothing. He gets caught there by Shuffle, as Phaser also gets a kill up here. But they're going to look to try and get press. I mean, we could already tell that Shuffle came from the Krugs, so he was already in the enemy's jungle. There wasn't really much that, Noxus could do. They had that pressure already. This is when they had full control of the game by now. You saw Phaser down here, 5 and 2, already got his items. Shuffle 10-1, so he's just going to take advantage of that as much as possible. Let's just keep playing and see what happens. And you see the diving here. He's going to just keep on going, and Pike as well, because ultimates are going to come out. Overall, just get as many kills as possible. Like it's just a bloodbath everywhere, all across the map. These double kills, these shutdowns, these golds, even cooldowns don't really matter for Noxus in this moment.
No, and I gotta say, I feel like I saw that game plan multiple times throughout the match. That was like a set play. They kept throwing at that bot lane, and he just didn't know how to respond.
No, they didn't adapt quick enough, and that's something that you need definitely in a game of League of Legends. Would you not say, Noah?
I mean, yeah, definitely. There was not a lot of adaptation from Noxus. It was very unfortunate.
Indeed. I think that's also something that they have to take away going into the next cup, which we may name Demacia Cup now.
Perhaps,
Seeing
yeah.
their championship win here is definitely to be a little bit more adaptive and go with the tide rather than trying to stick with what plan you have, no matter the cost. If we're winning or we're losing, stick to our tried and true what we planned before and being able to make it up on the fly, because I think the plan for every plan is make the plan, stick to the plan, throw away the plan, and then create a new plan on the fly. That's just how it goes in games like League of Legends.
Yep, adaptability and flexibility are the key to winning, and we saw that in droves from Demacia.
Indeed, and I hear we're going to be getting a little bit more some highlights on the screen. Let's take a look at that right now, getting on to a little bit more in depth on how the whole entire game went for the side of Demacia.
Everybody, and welcome back to the Noxus Cup.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful highlight reel to close us out for today. That's all we have for you. Again, congrats to Demacia for taking the championship win, and hopefully they enjoy their trip over to the illustrious Thailand. And gentlemen, what do you have to say before we close it out for tonight?
Amazing game, amazing night, and I'm just excited to go on a little vacation.
Indeed, Noah yourself, I know you're definitely excited for that vacation.
I am so excited, Wyatt. But another thing I must add, Phaser #1, man. After that performance, he has a special place in my heart.
Indeed, thank you to all the players who competed in the Noxus Cup today, and thank you to the broadcast staff in the back who are also helping us out in every step of the way. Thank you, my co-casters, for being on the desk with me today. We will see you all, gentlemen and ladies, and everybody at home, fans of all. Have a great afternoon, and we will see you all in the next one.